Good afternoon, it's Cindy, and thanks for joining me on my channel today. I hope you've enjoyed some of the recipes that I have already posted. And I'm going to post this one today for a quick recipe to do for lunch or for supper. First of all, I am making what they call an egg roll bowl. Okay, so you can make all of this and then throw it into a bowl and it will be yummy and perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start seasoning this. And so I'm going to start with garlic salt. And I'm going to use a tablespoon of garlic salt. And to go ahead and to kind of speed up today, I already had my ground beef cooking here. So this is a pound of ground beef that I'm adding my garlic salt to. And then I'm also going to add in a tablespoon of ground ginger to this mixture. And then I'm also going to add in a 1/4 cup of soy sauce to this. This is going to be pretty salty, and so if you are a person that has aversion to salt, you might want to go and get a lower salt version of this, okay? And so I'm just going to let this kind of cook together and saute. I can already smell the garlic and the ginger smells wonderful. I'm going to make several things today, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in cabbage to this mixture, and I'm going to eye this. And you know, it kind of depends on how many people you're feeding. I'm going to transfer this over, so you could completely use this as a bowl. Or you can make egg rolls in your air fryer. And so I've not ever done the egg roll part, so I'm going to do that today. And so I'm going to let this cook up. I'm going to add a little bit of water to help this steam. And so we're just going to let that steam up and just really cook together. And let those things kind of go. I'm cooking this today on medium heat, and you just want to cook it until your cabbage and everything is well cooked. You don't want it too crunchy. Pieces like this, sometimes they don't get processed in those ovens, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take that out. But I am going to tell you this really quickly, as I was kind of throwing in the salt. A tablespoon of that is a little bit, I kind of just eye the salt as I go. So I start with a tablespoon. Some people like things very salty, some people don't. And so I ended up, as I eyed it on my meat, I kind of do that garlic salt to taste. And so if you are not a big salt person, you might just sprinkle on to your own taste on that. Okay. Same with the ground ginger. If you like that ginger more, you can certainly add more. Okay, so we're cooking up here really pretty quickly. It's looking good. It smells really great too. And I'm about ready to start transferring it over here to my wontons. Okay, wontons run about 2 points per wonton, and you want to use a very little amount of your ground turkey and cabbage. You don't need to use a ton. I've got a lot of ground beef because I love the beef more than I love the cabbage. And so I'm going to be using, this is going to be a pretty protein full recipe here. So it ought to help to curb hunger later on in the day. So I really love that about this particular dish. But certainly if you want more cabbage in there and you really like that aspect, you can do that too. You could even leave out the ground beef for a completely vegetarian option. And so we're going to do that. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper here just to taste. Sprinkle some of that on. Yeah, that's looking really good. And then we'll be ready to start making our egg rolls. I'm going to be using my air fryer today to make these. So I'm going to make up about 2 or 3 of these. We'll see what the air fryer can hold and see how they are. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heat. Even though my cabbage may not be 100% cooked through, it still is getting tender. It's to the place where it's getting tender, but it will continue to cook in that air fryer. So that's something to take into consideration as you're making this dish. So we're going to kind of come over here, and I'm going to take and just spoon just a little bit of that egg roll mixture on there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull it up from the end. Okay, and I'm going to fold in one side here. Oh, get in there. And pull it from one side here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this over. If I can get them to unstick. There we go. And then just roll that little egg roll up, and so it's looking like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and open up my air fryer. I've got it set. Take out my little bin, and I'm going to transfer this over. And so there we go. There's one, and I'm going to continue to work and continue to do this. Another note about soy sauce, I only used 1/4 of a cup, but that, of course, all of these ingredients that I'm using today, these can be to your taste. If you like it more or less, add. It's not going to hurt anything to do that on this kind of dish. So I'm just going to pull that over. And while I fix this last one up, I'm going to have my cameraman here in a second, not just yet, but I'm going to have my camera fella to go to a quick pause here for a second, and I'm going to cook these in my air fryer. I'll probably do a couple others as well, and we'll see here in just a second how these turn up. So we'll return in just a minute. Okay, so I have just finished the egg rolls, and so I'm going to take them out of the air fryer. And look at that nice browned egg roll. I cooked these at 350, but I kept my eye on them. I only cooked them for about 3 to 5 minutes, as they will crisp up and crunch really, really fast. And so anyway, I hope that you will enjoy this recipe, and I hope that it will fix a sense of your Oriental flavorings. I miss Oriental food so much. And so this is a great way to get that and maybe even make some other things right along with it. But I want to thank you for joining me today. Remember, like and subscribe. If you would like to see other recipes that I make, I try to post quite a bit so that you guys have some new foods coming down the pike to you. So again, thanks for listening in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.